speak in Indian accent, in American accent, in British accent, they are talented.
Aspirations in my heart that I literally wanted to speak this language flawlessly and spectacularly, but yeah, I was having innumerables of flaws that time in my communication. So, according to you, how the people can get that this conviction in their self that they can break the ice anywhere, wherever they want? So, people are getting vulnerable while getting any session, like with any fluent speaker. So they feel like that I'm the debilitated person and I will not be able to speak anything. So, according to your ideology, how the people can get the confidence in their self that we can speak anywhere? Where he has to deal with the native speakers, he has to take the work from them, he has to take the guidance from them. That time it is too much indispensable to
I
learn
will
the
lose
accent.
my
But
confidence and then I will get stuck. I will make errors and then other person will judge me. So these kind of thoughts, because of these kind of thoughts, we feel underconfident in front of fluent English speakers who are going to deal with native speakers. It is important for them to learn this language. I forgot to mention this point. Of course, it is very necessary in their workplace. They have to deal with native speakers, so it is important for them, and they should definitely go for it. So, okay, so would you mind introducing yourself?
yeah, I would be more than elated to tell you something about me.
Yeah.
So this side Lalit, I come all the way from Uttar Pradesh, Bulandshahr, and it's been nearly 7+ years to me. I have been consecutively working in private organizations.
Mhm.
And if I talk about my English journey, so it's been around 2+ years to me. I have been relentlessly working on my communication to bring sovereign transformations in my communication. And apart from that, I have a YouTube channel as well by the name of English Optimization with Lalit. This is all about me in a nutshell. Thank you.
Great,
Yeah.
great, great to know that. So, my name is Akanksha and I hail from Uttarakhand. Right now, I'm living in Delhi and I am mother to a baby. I'm married woman and I am pursuing a master's in English right now. And simultaneously, I'm working on my communication skills, spoken English, and I run a small YouTube channel, Akanksha's English Hub, where I post conversational videos. I share my experiences of learning this language. And my hobbies, I love to read books, I love to watch movies, and listening to music. That's a bit about myself.
Yeah, nice to hear that you have been doing such lot many things
Yeah.
simultaneously because it is literally not a cakewalk to hit lot
Mhm.
many things at the same moment of time. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. Okay, so
When,
so I
yeah,
would hmm,
yeah, go ahead.
like go on, please. So I wanted to know about this thing that now these days, yesterday I was having words with somebody and that person was working on his accent.
Oh.
So, according to your ideology, how do you perceive? We should go for the accent or not?
To be honest, I don't feel like there is any necessity of learning someone's accent because we are Indians. We have our own accent. This is also Indian accent, right? So I don't personally feel like you should go for American accent or British accent. If you have this hobby to learn somebody's accent, then for that it's fine. If you are learning it just for fun, then it's completely normal. But if you are learning it because
Mhm.
you want to sound like them, you want to speak like them, I think that's not it is. We are learning this language because it is necessity, of course. It is necessary to learn this language. It has become a significant role in our life. We are learning to uh, do well in our career, to do well in our studies. That's the reason, right? It is not like we have to mimic foreigners. We have to mimic the native speakers. So personally, I don't feel that way that it is very important to learn accent. Of course you can improve your mother tongue influence a little bit, but you can't. I think it is not important to go for native accent. You should stick to your Indian accent, I would say, and proudly say that we are Indian. That's why we are speaking in this accent, right? So yeah, according to me, this is what I feel. But at the same time, if some people they are able to speak in Indian accent, in American accent, in British accent, they are talented, I would say, and there is nothing wrong about that as well. But if you are forcing yourself to learn, just I want to learn, I want to sound like them, I think that is not that much important. So yeah, this is what I feel.
Mhm.
What about you?
Yeah,
What do you think?
completely. Yeah. I would definitely like to spill the beans about it.
Mm.
So, as per my outlook, I completely in the concurrence with you that now it depends on the person's perception why they want to conquer this language actually. If somebody wants to deal with the accent people, right, native speakers, not accent
Yeah.
people, native speakers,
Mhm.
that time it is too much incumbent to learn the accent as well. So, like if somebody is working in any VPO where he has to deal with the native speakers, he has to take the work from them, he has to take the guidance from them. That time it is too much indispensable to learn the accent. But like as we are having this conversation here, so I don't think so that there is the necessity to learn the accent and all. So, and at the same moment of time, I have witnessed personally one thing. When we work on our accent and when we always exert to speak in different accents, so that time we stammer a lot. We feel vulnerability while speaking. And one thing is also there that rather focusing on grammatical formations and the pronunciation, we more focus onto the accent. So that time we have to pronounce the word in a different manner. We
Yeah.
have to stress the things. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that time we make innumerables of flaws while speaking. So these are the things and which gives us a little feeble kind of feeling that yeah, we have already spoken this language in the great manner, and now if we are just endeavoring for the advance
Mhm.
is not advance, if endeavoring for the different accent, that time we are having such kind of shortcomings in our communication. So just to get that conviction in the beginning, in the initial days, we can get like some kind of shortcomings while speaking in different accent. But yeah, over time, we'll come to know slowly and gradually. And as you
Yeah.
mentioned, that nothing is wrong in this if
Mhm.
somebody is going for the accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to have the conversation with somebody, like here, if I'm exerting to speak in different accent, you are not going to resonate yourself with that particular conversation a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a great point you mentioned that one that is the people who are going to deal with native speakers, it is important for them to learn this language. I forgot to mention this point. Of course, it is very necessary in their workplace. They have to deal with native speakers, so it is important for them, and they should definitely go for it if they have to work smoothly. It is compulsory. If someone is working from here, they are like going in a foreign country, so they have to deal with native speakers. At their case as well, it is important to learn. But as far as for us, the people we are living here, we are dealing with Indian peoples only. So for just like sounding cool and just to show that, oh, I can speak in native accent, I think for that matter it is not that much important. It's more about what's the purpose of learning an accent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. So here it is like hard not to crack to find the people, those who
Mhm.
can actually comprehend that particular kind of accent.
Mhm.
Otherwise, people always feel like when I listen to any accent like this from any Indian people, not only like not about I'm not talking about like the native speakers. When I listen to them, I feel like that they are speaking naturally. But when any Indian speaker or any Indian person speaks such accent, so he sounds like that he is just flamboyanting, that he can speak in this particular accent. And that time we feel monotonous. We don't feel like that we are definitely feeling over the moon while having that particular
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that's
Mm.
completely true. I mean, okay, so we have been speaking with in our language since our childhood, since our birth, right? So for us, it is going to be there. Our mother tongue influence is always going to be there, and we cannot just remove it very easily, right? For that, we have to live in a
Exactly. Yeah.
country where everyone is speaking this language and people
Mm.
they have their native language. Then only we will learn that accent. Then only we will get that influence of English language. So if we are going to try just to, I think that's just, but sometimes it's just useless. I mean, there are some people who make fun of Indian accent as well. So I just say that
Mhm.
we Indians are capable of learning Hindi, our mother tongue, English. So that's a great thing, right? So it is not necessary to learn somebody's accent as well. This is our accent. Indian accent is something out there. We have to accept it.
Exactly. And one more thing is there. Now these days, actually, I have been hitting a job in MNC. So here I have been witnessing this particular thing that those who those who deal with the like native speakers as well, they also don't speak any different accent apart from the Indian accent.
Oh.
So my boss, he deals with the native speakers, so he still speaks in the Indian accent itself. So
Mm.
they don't even go for the different accent learning, and there
Yeah.
is no any training program as well in my particular company in which the people are getting trained for the accent improvement.
Mm.
But yeah, if it is like that you want to sell some product in different foreign countries, so that time it can be too much indispensable for you to learn that particular accent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So long story short, if we are dealing with the people in India, so here we are only like competent to use our Indian accent itself, and that is going to make some sense to the
Mm.
people as well, so
Yeah.
that they will be able to comprehend us. And otherwise, if we are going to deal with the native speakers, that time it is too much indispensable to learn this accent. Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So my second question is this. So now these days, I have been actually there was a moment in time where I was also having such kind of aspirations in my heart that I literally wanted to speak this language flawlessly and spectacularly. But yeah, I was having innumerable of flaws that time in my communication. So according to you, how the people can get that this conviction in their self that they can break the ice anywhere wherever they want. So people are getting vulnerable while getting any session like with any fluent speaker, so they feel like that I'm the debilitated person and I will not be able to speak anything. So according to your ideology, how the people can get the confidence in their self that we can speak anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, it can be very problematic initially for, especially for beginners, because beginners what they feel like, we have to speak very fast, we have to be fluent, and what if we'll get stuck and we'll make mistake and then other person will going to judge us, and we have, as a beginners, we have a lot of thoughts going on, because we feel like it's English, 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 and we don't have to stop, we just have to start speaking, and then it's like we just have to deliver our thoughts without getting stuck. So this is what a beginner mindset, I would say. When I was I mean,
Mhm.
I don't consider myself fluent, to be honest, but still I feel like this is what something used to happen with me initially a lot. I used to feel like,
Mhm.
if I try to have a conversation with someone, and what if I don't know, in the middle of that I don't know what to say next, I will lose my confidence, and then I will get stuck, I will make errors, and then other person will judge me. So these kind of thoughts, because of these kind of thoughts, we feel underconfident in front of fluent English speaker. So I think the most important thing, it is not English at all, because there are some people, they don't know much English, they are not that much fluent, they do make mistakes, but still they are very confident and comfortable while speaking in this language, because they have this mindset that okay, we will make mistakes, that's fine, we are learning right now. So I think if you have that kind of mindset, like, we are learning, we have all the rights to make mistakes, we are learner, this is not our mother tongue, this is a native, this is our second or third language. So these are the some facts which we have to accept, and then I think that's how we can make that strong mindset, and then we will feel confident, because at least we should be confident about we are learning second or third language, right? So yeah, that's how we
Right.
can build that
Yeah, no.
confidence.
Yeah, no two ways about it. Actually, in my stepping steps, I was also sailing in the same boat where I was not able to utter even anything, like even a single sentence in front of a fluent speaker. And I used to ask to them like how I'm performing while dealing with you.
Mm.
So I used to get a lot many insights from them, and I used to prevail them later on. And so simultaneously, I was also getting the before
Okay,
it got disconnected. Sorry for the disruption.
no problem, no problem, no worries, it happens.
Yes.
Okay, you were saying
Yes.
something, right?
I was saying about this thing that I was also sailing in the same boat. There was a moment in time where I was not able to unfold myself in front of the people. But yeah, in the stepping step, if you're having such kind of conundrum that you are not able to articulate yourself in the better version, it
Mm.
means that you are working on yourself. And when you are working on yourself, it means that you'll be able to bring sobering transformations in your communication, but it takes time because patience always pays off.
Pays off.
So instead of gazing your conversation, you need to work on yourself in the incipient days. Later on, you can gauge your communication, that how you are performing while dealing with the people.
Mm.
This is also one of the greatest part to gauge our communication, how we are performing. But
Mm.
but instead of asking to the people that how we are performing,
Yeah.
first we need to introspect ourselves. We
Yeah.
need to, there is one more particular activity that is being done by each and everybody. Most
Mm.
of the people are doing this thing. That is like they are recording the sessions.
Mm.
Simultaneously, whenever they get time, they exert to listen to that session, and
Yes.
they always endeavor to find out all the flaws whichever are being made by them while speaking. So
Mm.
that activity is going to help for those people, those who are feeling this thing that I'm not much competent to speak out something while having conversation with a native speaker or with any Indian speaker
Mhm.
or fluent speaker. So that time we can find out or scrutinize our flaws and shortcomings, and later on we'll be able to victor them so that we'll be able to have confident conversation with somebody. Yeah, that's all.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just want to know one thing. When the last time we had a conversation, that time also I was astonished by your English and your vocabulary, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, he is speaking really good English, and not only English but vocabularies. Um, and I knew it when when we initially started having conversation. I knew it that by this time you must have learned a lot of new vocabularies and you must have improved a lot, and I can see this drastical change. So I just want to know your roadmap. What do you do to learn these vocabularies? How you know it is where sometimes what happens is we do learn vocabularies, new words, but it is difficult to implement those vocabularies while having conversations. So how do you do that?
So there is only one thing as per my ideology. Whenever we work on vocabularies, we always feel like that we should jot down couple of words from the
Hmm.
vocabularies, from the dictionaries, and from the social media applications like this.
Hmm.
So that time we don't ruminate about this thing, that how we can deploy those vocabularies in our day-to-day conversations.
Hmm.
So there is only one thing which I would like to mention here. The thing is this: whatever we are learning, we need to learn the active things only.
Hmm.
People are lacking in this, that they are not able to segregate this thing, that which are the active things in the
Yeah.
communication.
Hmm.
I'm not the tutor in this. I'm not the perfect person in this to tell this thing, but I'm the practical person, which I already have conquered all those things, and
Yeah.
still I have been just conquering all those things. So I know like which are the active things, active vocabularies, active structures, which are helping us to articulate ourselves in the better version. Because now these days we want immediate impact on our communication.
Hmm.
Overnight will not be able to prevail anything, but yeah, we need some impact within 1 week. So if we are not getting that impact in our 1 week, it means we are following some flawsful path which are not helping us to grow by leaps and bounds. So first we need to scrutinize our paths of working, how we are working on our things. Like my forte now these days to work on my vocabularies,
Hmm.
because there was a moment in time where I had worked on my basic structures, but it's been around 6+ months to me. I have been consecutively working on vocabularies. And if I talk about particular path which I have been chasing to vanquish the vocabularies, so I just need to listen to your kind of speakers or some native speakers as well. So whichever word are being utilized by them while speaking, I just exert to jot down those words in my notebook, and later on I need to find out couple of synonyms, meanings, and many more things of those words, and deliberately I need to utilize those all
Yeah.
words in my communication. And while utilization, this is literally not a like cakewalk for each and everybody to enforce the words while speaking. This is
Absolutely.
completely hard nut to crack for me too. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
absolutely. Still I feel reluctant while speaking.
Yeah.
I get stuck somewhere, but yeah, it is okay. It's a part of learning. It's a part of bringing transformations in yourself, right? So I just jot down all the words from your kind of people, from native speakers conversations, and after jotting down, I try to make some sentences on those things. And it takes time, it
Yeah.
takes patience as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a matter of perseverance as well in that. And
Absolutely.
later on, when we are just accustomed to doing such things,
Mhm.
so that time we get this conviction in ourselves that now we can break the ice in a convicted manner.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many flaws we are having, but we'll be able to triumph them one or the other day. So this is the whole thing. Like these are the whole thing which I have been pursuing for many months now these days. Yeah.
Great, great, I would say. I mean, there are a lot of people, and they usually they ask that how can we learn English easiest way, in a easiest way, right? They are saying that
Mhm.
I'm not fond of reading, I'm not fond of writing. Then how can we learn this language? Is it possible to learn this language just by listening, just by speaking? What I personally believe is you have to work on all the four aspects. As you said, that vocabulary,
Exactly. Mhm.
when you learn some new vocabulary, when you listen to some new vocabulary, you write it down, you make sentences, then you try to deliberately you include those vocabularies in your speaking. So it is something which you have to put some extra effort to use those vocabularies. It is not
Exactly.
something which is very naturally coming to you. You have to put some extra efforts, right? But sometimes people don't understand this thing. I mean, they says that uh, can I learn English just by listening or just by speaking? No, this is not right. I mean, that's not how it works. You have to work on all the four aspects simultaneously, and then only you will learn it. Then people say that we don't have that much time, and I mean, recently I get see these kind of questions that we don't have that much time, and can we learn just by listening? I'm not fond of reading. I'm not fond of writing. But it is very important, it is super important to take some time to sit down, and then make some notes of this language as well. If you are learning vocabularies, you have to make some sentence as well to use those vocabularies, है ना,
Exactly.
right? And yeah.
Yes, yes. And one more thing is there I would like to mention here, and it is
Mm.
too much incumbent here. The thing is this, we need to scrutinize our thing as well, where we are standing right now. So if there is
Yeah.
need of vocabularies,
Mhm.
then you should go for the vocabularies. And if there is need of grammatical part, so you just need to prepare grammatical part, right?
Yeah.
Because I worked on my things like like by the numbers. Like first I
Mhm.
worked on speaking,
Mhm.
later on I worked on my grammatical part, whichever I was having like whichever flaws I was having while dealing with the people. So I was simultaneously working on two things. First one is speaking, second one is grammatical part in the basic manner. So our basics should must be clear all the time. If we are
Yeah.
dealing with the people and if we are making some kind of uh, like mistakes
Mhm.
in is mr or like
Yeah.
has and have, so it
Preposition.
means you would be considered. Yeah,
Mhm.
you would be considered. Doesn't matter how many words you are deploying in your
Mhm.
conversation, but you would be considered that you don't know ABCD of spoken English. So
Mhm.
you should be great at basic English first,
Yeah.
and at least you should be great at tenses and modals,
Mhm.
which are going to help you to unfold yourself in the great version. Later on, you can go for the different parts of the grammatical part, but two things are too much indispensable on which I personally worked.
Mhm.
Apart from two things, I didn't work on any grammatical part in this language.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't work on parts of speech,
Mhm.
prepositions. I didn't work on anything. I still like don't know about those particular things because
Yeah.
the more I'm indulging myself in the grammatical part, the more complex things I'll be having,
Yeah.
which will deter me while unfolding myself. So I don't want to indulge myself. I don't want to bring complex things in my conversations. Complex means grammatical complex things.
Yeah.
Vocabularies are also getting complex little bit in my conversation. I know this
Yeah.
thing.
I told.
Actually, people, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Please
hmm,
go on.
yeah, people have been telling me this thing that why you utilize abundance of vocabularies while speaking. But yeah, now these days, as I've just mentioned this thing that now it has become my forte, and I literally want to take the bull by the horns all the time. Because there was a moment in time where people used to be too much ridiculous at me that he is a
Oh.
person, he is a pastoral person, he can't speak this language.
Yeah, I can totally understand. And if you are capable of learning, you have known that how I can learn these vocabularies and how I can, include those vocabularies in speaking, then you should definitely go for it. It's completely okay. And you are working in a MNC, you must have gotten these kind of opportunities where you can use these vocabularies. So it is very useful for you. So you should definitely go for it. Uh,
Yes,
I
actually.
was trying to say something, I forgot that.
Yeah, one more thing I would like to mention here. So the thing is this, it is not only like for me that I only can learn the vocabularies by following this method.
Mhm.
Each and every person, those who have been having some hurdle while recalling the words at the time of utilization, they can just visit my YouTube channel. Soon, very soon, I'm gonna upload a session which is gonna be a blessing in disguise for those people, those who are having such kind
Absolutely.
of baffledness that they are not able to remember or recall the vocabularies while speaking, or they
Yeah.
are not able to find out the vocabularies where they should find out the active vocabularies and how they can actually prevail them. Because this
True.
is this is also one of the reasons that people are not able to recall the vocabularies for a long period of time. Why? Because they are not working on the active vocabularies. So here we are having just general conversation, right? So here, if we are able to utilize couple of sophisticated structures and some advanced vocabularies in our conversation, it means all those vocabularies are too much active.
Mhm.
So if somebody is going to resonate himself or herself with this particular session, which we are having right now, and if he or she is exerting to learn couple of vocabularies from this session, so they can go for it as well. They
Yep.
can jot down those particular things and they can just do one thing. They can just create a sentence utilizing all those vocabularies whichever we have used here
Mhm.
in this session.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
later on, very soon, I'll upload a session on YouTube so that people will get to know that how they can, yeah,
Yes,
victor all the vocabularies and all. Yeah.
yeah, I would say that all the English learner they should follow you on YouTube because your journey is very inspiring. As you mentioned that you were not able to utter a word and now you are speaking flawlessly without even grammatical errors. You are using those vocabularies effortlessly and it looks very natural. It is not like you are forcing yourself to use that. It seems like you have become habitual of using those vocabularies. So I
Yeah.
think that's a great work I can say. And one more thing I want to say that you know uh, you mentioned that active vocabularies you have to learn actively vocabularies. So what happens is whenever we hear some whenever we listen to some new words, not new but some difficult vocabularies, we know the meaning of that word but we don't use it because we have those words in our mind but those are not active. We haven't learned those words actively, so that's why we have all those words in our brain but when it comes to use we are not habitual of using it. We haven't practiced using it. That's the reason we are not able to use. Otherwise when anyone says some difficult word, we know what's the meaning of that word. But the thing is that we haven't practiced enough to use this word. That's why we are not able to use. So yeah, this is something which can help you if you are learning a word side by side. Use it in your conversation, make some sentence and use it. And I'm
Yeah.
definitely
In the
going to follow
stepping
this.
steps,
Yeah.
yeah, in the stepping steps, we have to bite the bullet all the time,
Mhm.
right? So whenever we are having and whenever we are deliberately utilizing couple of things, couple of sophisticated things in our communication, so we feel that we are debilitated, we are feeble person, we can't speak this language properly. But
Yeah.
if we are able to endure those particular moment of time,
Mhm.
right? And if we are able to overcome from that particular moment of time where we are feeling reluctant while speaking, that is
Mhm.
fine, right? Initially we can get
Yeah,
abundance of hurdles while
exactly.
unfolding ourselves, but it is okay if we are able to endure those particular things. Later on we'll be able to speak majestic English. Literally, I'm telling you this thing because now these days I have been like witnessing lot many people, those who have been chasing this language for a long period of time, but they still find innumerable of flaws in their self. I also find, I'm not saying that I don't find,
Yeah.
but yeah, this is also one of the art to find the flaws in
Mhm.
ourselves. If we are
Absolutely.
able to, yeah, if we are able to introspect ourselves, we'll be able to vanquish all the flaws or shortcomings whichever we are having in our conscience actually.
Absolutely true. I mean, when you are able to observe your journey, where you are lacking, what kind of mistakes are you making, where you have to work more. Then only you will get to, then only you will able to work on yourself correctly, wisely, right? And then you will see results as well. So it is very important to observe your journey. It is first and foremost thing I would say, to see, am I making grammatical errors more, and if grammatical errors, then which portion I have to work on, right? Am I not able to use vocabularies? Do I know, like everything? What kind of mistakes I'm making? Where am I lacking? Am I lacking with confidence or anything? So these kind of things is very important to observe your journey.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So now, in the end, I would like to request you, would you please give me the glimpse of your English journey? Like, when did
yeah,
you kick off your journey for the first time, and how long have you been working on yourself?
yeah. Sure, sure. So I started it 2 years ago, and I was not consistent with it. I took gaps for 2 or 3 months in the middle of that, and it's been 3 or 4 months since I'm having these conversation through video calls. Before that, I used to have conversations on audio call only. So yeah, that's it is in nutshell. I completed my schooling from Hindi medium school only. So that's the reason I started learning this language. Yeah.
Yes, I'm also from a from a rustic place
Hmm.
where people are not aware about this thing, that how much it is indispensable to deal with the people in English.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in
Hmm.
Uttarakhand, when I was in my village, that time I never understood the importance of English language. Of course, I used to get fascinated by the people who are able to speak in this language. Of course, I never saw people around me, they are able to speak. But whenever I used to watch interviews on TV, that time I used to follow these serials, uh, the TV shows, and they used to speak in English. So I used to feel like, what, whosoever working in a television, how are they able to speak this language? I used to feel this way. I used to feel very, I mean, I used to feel like they must be very talented and they must be very
Hmm.
rich. This is our thought. Being a village girl, I used to feel like,
Actually,
uh,
completely on board with you. Completely on. Sorry for the intervene,
yeah.
but I couldn't deter myself in between.
Mhm,
So completely on board with you, because as ever since I joined MNC, that time I got to know like what is the value of communication,
mhm,
and when I got hard hit just because of this English communication. Actually, what happened to me? There was a moment in time where I was in the pipeline of my promotion.
mhm,
So that time I was just rejected on the basis of this thing that Lalit can't speak this language.
mhm.
Because in
Yeah,
MNC it is too much incumbent to speak this language. Without this English communication, you'll not be able to grow. You'll not be able to get rewards and recognition. So when I got this hard hit in my conscience that Lalit, just because of this English language, you
absolutely.
are not able to get any promotion or any hike in your company. You have to vanquish this language at any cost. So that time I ignited this blaze in myself that at any cost you need to victor this language. And since then I have been just working on myself to prevail this language, and I have been getting abundance of insights from the people like you. They
Yeah.
have been guiding me, they have been sharing their insights on social media applications as you have been running a
Mhm.
YouTube channel. So I have been just consolidating all those insights from those things and exerting to deploy all those things in my communication so that I'll be able to become more fluent, more natural.
Yeah, great, great journey, I would say. This is, your journey is very inspiring, I would say. Very inspiring. I mean,
Mhm.
great. So, yeah, that's one thing I had a conversation with someone, and he was saying that he got rejected. He was getting a placement and he got rejected just because of English. So when you got rejected just because of English, that time you get the value of this language. That time you got to know that how
Mhm.
much crucial it is. Otherwise, there are a lot of people who are saying that, why are you wasting your time to learn this language? What is the matter of learning this? What is, why it is important to learn this language? Why are you promoting English and this and that? I mean, they don't understand. I don't know, they don't understand and they don't want to understand what is the reason, but they just feel maybe because they feel like they can't do it. That's why they just want to demotivate others.
Mhm.
This is what I feel. And maybe they never get these kind of situation in their life where they have to learn speak in this language, or maybe it is not necessary for them to speak, so they feel like others also should not learn this language. But I think nowadays it is, yeah, nowadays it is compulsory. It is important for mother.
Yes.
My
Yeah,
reason
people
was,
are.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, go on, please.
being a mother, I would say, for mothers as well, nowadays it is very important if they um,
Hmm.
want to help their child to learn this language, because for children also it is very important, right? In schools nowadays it has become compulsory to speak in this language, and if children are not able to
Yeah, yeah,
speak, children are not able to speak with their parents, then how can they learn? In school they can't learn entire
exactly.
language, right? Yeah, so
And in one go, they'll not be able to speak this language. We have to give the ambience first, and then
yeah,
they absorb each and every single thing slowly and gradually. Because
exactly.
this is not the process which will be able to Victor expeditely. It takes
Ex-
time.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
it takes time, it takes forbearance. So by the time we come to know about each and everything, and by the time we learn each and everything.
Yeah, that's so true, obvious. I
Yeah,
think it,
and you just mentioned that
yeah.
that some people are there, those who are pulling leg, right?
Hmm.
Those who are telling that why you are just going for this language. What's
Hmm.
the incumbent reason behind it? So for those things, like if I talk about this thing, so I still get such people, those who endeavor to pull my leg, but
Hmm.
now these days I'm too much, not too much. I'm that much convicted person that I can endure them as well simultaneously. So whenever I'm getting such rapturous and capricious people where they are pulling my leg or they are even trying to pull my leg, so I am able to scrutinize them and I'm able to distance myself from such kind of people because there is a black sheep in every fold now these days. So now we need to introspect this thing, how the people are coming to us
Yeah,
conspicuously, how they
exactly,
are treating us
exactly.
actually.
Yeah, I just want to tell you one thing, that uh, I was very people pleasing. So I used to get, whenever in my college days as well, I always wanted to do something like different and this and that, but I always hold myself just because I was very scared of how people will react. So this is the thing which can never going to do well in your life, which will never allow you to do well, and this thing will never allow
Mm,
you to have growth in your life, right? So once you overcome this thing, once you understand that how to ignore and avoid these kind of things, then only you can learn and you can do whatever you want to do in a positive manner,
exactly.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's true. Okay, I just want
yeah.
to know, uh, because it's almost half an hour, so I just want to know from your side, what one advice you want to give to beginners, English learner beginners? What anything you must have learned from your journey?
Okay. So for the beginners, those who have just commenced their journey in this language, I would only like to suggest to them that they just need to keep the momentum continue, whichever they are doing,
Hmm.
whatever they are doing. If they are speaking, that is good. Not speaking, that is also fine. If they are listening, they should keep listening.
Hmm.
They should, if they are writing, they should keep writing.
Hmm.
Now these days, beginners are not able to come onto the intermediate level just because they are not keeping the momentum continue. They just need to relentlessly working on their self. Doesn't matter on which aspect of English language they are working. This is the first and foremost thing. This is which is very indispensable to keep the momentum continue in this language,
Yeah.
right? So if yeah, if we are able to resonate ourselves with the different dimensions of English,
Mhm.
it means we have that courage in ourselves, we have that intrepidity